Why am I? Okay, you're online.
I'm online, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
So much trouble in your car.
Hey. Shalom, shalom lekulam, and Chanukah Sameach. Chanukah Sameach. I believe for those who have been following Botzina Kadisha's program, or Limud or Shiurim, you would know that when it comes to words, we are not simply going. We don't just accept. Not that we don't accept. We don't look at the whole thing from the face value. We look at how the word was built. Chanukah, for example, the last word or the last two letters spells the name Havaya. Depends how you call. Not it depends. Yeah. So I hope we are well. Baruch Hashem from Botzina Kadisha, Yerushalayim. We are well. We learn more halacha. So custom to study and learn halacha. Halacha according to our Mesorah, Ben Shchai, Ari Kadosh. That is the Mesorah of Botzina Kadisha. Rabbi Ishai went through halacha Gimel, nachon? With you, and our Parasha Lech Lecha. We are falling behind, but it's not about the speed, it's about the steady in that speed. So we continue where he left off. Halacha Dalet. It reads as follows. Even if one has several servants, one should be particular to do something in honor of Shabbat oneself. I have elaborated on this concept, how it was misunderstood by Christians who happened to translate the Jewish writings. When I say Jewish writings, I'm referring to Hebrew writings. They misunderstood and misconstrued, they distorted the concept, the ideas from their own roots. Why am I saying that? In the Pirkei Avos, it says, whoever acquires a servant has acquired himself a master. Why? The point is that the Torah does not permit you to treat your servant according to your own whim. We shout, we denigrate, we demean them. We demean them. We know this. In my youth, I was in the same position. I have done domestic work. In my youth, for me to go to school and to do other things for my siblings, I have to do domestic work. It's a misunderstanding. So it's a misunderstanding of the Jewish ideas. Even the Jews themselves, those who are claiming it born Jewish, also misunderstood the same. I mean, this idea, this idea. It's how you delve into Torah study. The Chazal says in Priye Avos, delve in the Torah, grow in the Torah, gray in the Torah, for everything is in it. It did not say some. It did not say politics is not in. It did not say science is not in. It did not say economy, whether it's economic science, is not in. It didn't say that. It says everything is in it, in the Torah. It did not say how bringing up children is not in. It didn't say that. It did not also say, like somebody who I exchanged a chat at the Facebook with, and said, well, we are not talking about your faith. We are talking about the word. I'm not too sure whether the person truly understand what the presence of a Jew in the world. I'm not saying other nations are not as important as other. I mean, the nation of Israel. No, Khalila. That's not what I'm insinuating. What I'm saying, because everyone here, every nation has got a banner. It's under its own flag. But on top of that, it is written, Israel was given to the nation as the light. Not as a light, but the light to other nations. Whether we wanted to agree or we don't, it doesn't change that principle. So, coming back to that passage of the passage of the Halacha we just read, Halacha dictated that even if you have got whatever, how many servants you have, the 70 were not commanded, but you are, as a Jew, you are. So it's not by the hand of it's not by the hand of your servant. And the 70 can mean a lot, can mean many things. The Gemara explained, or the Talmud explained, all these concepts, ideas. Pardon me. So, the fact that you were commanded, that specific mitzvah is only counted when you apply your human effort. To do that, we will come back to this concept of using your limbs, using your organs in fulfilling the mitzvot that you, excuse me, that you and I, according to the Torah, are commanded. Perhaps with B'ezras Hashem, we will, in the future, we will decode the word mitzvah. Just the word mitzvah, because there is every Torah word is a code itself. What is really embedded in that word mitzvah, translated as a command? Human effort is required, as Halacha dictates. The Talmud relates in the Masechet Shabbat, Daf, page 119, that Rav Chisda, who do cut the vegetables, Rabba and Rav Yossi, who do chop firewood, Rav Zera, who do light the fire, Rav Avahu, who do fend the fire with the blows, Rav Papa, who do make wigs, and the Rav Nachaman, who do sweep out of the house. However, God eradicated the stains left by one's sin with the sweat that one sweats in honor of Shabbat. Can you imagine? The halacha says here, if you excite yourself, in preparing or in preparation for Shabbat, it says, God eradicates the stains left by one's sins with the sweat that one sweats in honor of Shabbat. On Yom Hashishi, which is called Fridays, the 6 days of the week. In fact, halachically, according to many opinions, from 12 o'clock, meaning Chatzot, midday, we shouldn't delve into labor, into any activity that usually we are delving into during the 5 days, and so all 6 days we shouldn't. There must be some hours before Shabbat comes in that we do not perform melachot, work, just in honor of Shabbat. We must be delved into preparing ourselves for Shabbat. The sweat that one produces through that exertion in preparing for Shabbat, it says, Halacha says, Akadosh Baruch Hu uses that sweat to eradicate the stains of sins left by one's, eradicate the stains left by one's sins with the sweat that one sweats in honor of Shabbat. So in other words, here, there is an idea behind here that the sins of man is not truly being eradicated completely. Well, the sin does not simply gone by. We see in nature, there is nothing that does not leave stains. The past, or the present, or the future. Everything that we seem to observe, everything that we have done yesterday and before yesterday, certainly did not just simply die off. The sins of it, if it is good, if it is bad, and if it is good, also the stains are left behind. But what happened to the principal sin? Kadosh Baruch Hu says, the very same sweat, it looks that this very sweat, where do we count that the sweat? From the first from the first book, Bereshit, we are told that Adam HaRishon, in labor, he shall, all in his sweat, he shall have his bread. But when you look at it from the face value, you said, okay, so I have to labor, I have to sweat. B'ezrat Hashem, we will get it there sometime. in the following halachot, we will explain also the thought behind the sweat of man. Just like he does, meaning HaKadosh Baruch Hu, just like he does with one's tears of remorse. Machaziki bracha citing Sefer HaKavanot.
Are you finished?
I think how pass?
Because yesterday we did only 1 hour. It was short.
Okay.
So maybe if you
Give me time, Rabbi Pinchas.
If maybe you squeeze the Ben Ishai,
Yes.
it was certainly good.
Okay.
Because if I have to let Rabbi Shimon go at 3:30.
Okay.
Because I guess he will be home.
Okay.
We have time.
Okay.
So if we can start in 20 minutes.
Okay, decided. I will make it in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Bevekasha. So we will continue B'ezrat Hashem tomorrow on this halakha to elaborate the thought behind all these ideas Ari HaKadosh brought into this halakha. This is specific halakha. B'ezrat Hashem tomorrow. So we go to our main limud, a continuation of the theme. We have got only a few minutes. I give only, as they said, screenshot on what we are going to discuss B'ezrat Hashem from tomorrow. It's a continuation of the encounter between Joseph and his youngest brother. And the thought behind all this, what meaning the thought behind all this, not all this, the conversation. There is a very big thought that we need to understand. Why? Because you and I are included in that conversation. So yesterday, where did we leave off? We left off exactly where it was said Joseph was married before he was sold by his brother. And Binyamin also married the widow. Why? Because Joseph was assumed and presumed to have been dead because of the report of the brothers. But there is a hidden also meaning to everything is a hidden unless you crack, and you crack, meaning you are with the rabbis who have got Ol Chachamim, who have got the Mesorah, like the Botzina Kadisha. We take it from the masters who preceded us before. Who preceded us? Ari HaKadosh. Binyamin tells his brother Joseph, I have children. I have also ascended levels to go into the place where you were. What is that level? The Yesod. And we know Joseph, it's a light from the higher world, and it found itself in the same Yesod. And when Binyamin reached there where his brother was, it says is when he got his children. He got married, got a wife. They got children. Who is this wife? Certainly, it refers to the widow. It refers to the widow, of which, according to our Mesorah, to the Torah, he required to marry a widow, and they give the names of his brother who passed on. But he did not pass on. Yes, that is exactly how he was perceived. That he was dead. Well, he died. So that is where we have left off yesterday. We continue. We continue because we want really to come to this specific. My purpose is not to, I'm jumping because I'm leading my limud somewhere. Do not get surprised that we come back when we are dealing with another aspect on a subject, and we come back to the same chapter and to the same passages. Yes, that is the nature of Torah. Do not say, well, we have learned that yesterday. No. Well, we have seen that passage before. Yes, you saw it, but it was on a different subject. I wanted to lead you with Rabbi Ishai ended his limud by talking about or making reference to Sha'arei Kedusha. This is the teaching of the main student of our teacher, Ari Akadosh, Rabbi Chaim Vital. And he speaks about, Rabbi Vital speaks about the limbs. The limbs. And that every limb is connected to the other limb. Without one of the limb, the body is not complete. Every day in the morning, we read this word. I will show you why I am connecting it to my limud. This word, Averchem. Averchem, in a conversational, it would be translated is, I will bless you. The word chem, the last two letters, is a plural for ata. The first person is ata in Hebrew, and you in Hebrew is chem. I will bless it. I will bless you. What is being said? It speaks about when we recite this is when only when we are in the Torah. Just as it was expounded to you today, the Torah that consists of 613, those are pipes, sonorot. And if we do not perform the mitzvot, Khalila, then we are not bringing this. We are not being blessed. We are not being blessed. Why am I bringing this? Is because the last passage where we have left off yesterday, it speaks about Zachor, that Binyamin also ascended, and arrived at the level where his brother Joseph was. What is that level? Ari Akadosh says, it is the Yesod. The Yesod of what? Of Zah. No, what is Zah? Zah is a masculine. Zah is, in the name Havaya, there are only two masculine letters and the two feminine letters. And one of the masculine letter is Vav. it's a Vav, which consists of 6 Sefirot. And the last of these 6 Sefirot within this letter is Yesod. Is Yesod. Now, when you come to there, that means you have acquired, if you are within Zah, you have acquired the masculine personality. Remember, the Shefa, right? Zachor is a masculine. In English, it's a masculine. But in Hebrew, it's Zachor. How do I spell Zachor? Zachor is Zayin, Kaf, and the Resh. When I have explained this before in some of my limudim, I said, what is the gematria value of this of Zachor? Is exactly 227. 227. Now, when it says Binyamin reached the level of masculine or acquired or personifies the Zachor, where his brother was, he is referring to that level. Now, what is a bracha? The word bracha. The word bracha, bet, resh, chaf, and hey. We do have got the same gematria value as the word Zachor. The same gematria value. So, in other words, what in my own chidush, when Binyamin is talking about I have reached Zachor, he was also hinting that I have got the power to bless. Why? Because the bracha to this level of existence, which is, of course, we read it. It's also Ariya Kadosh, he says, beg your pardon. Because of time, I will not have much more to explain, but Ariya Kadosh says, okay, I will lead you in there. And before we come to, if you remember these 2 words, these are limbs, right? This an organ, which is in Hebrew, ever, which is organ, right? Every member, you are a limb, an organ of your family. And every Jew that you find there, regardless of their level of Torah, do not denigrate them, do not demean them. Why? Because they are a limb. The Midrash Rabbah says every Jew is a letter in the Torah. Why? Because there are 600,000 letters in the Torah. So now, when it says a limb, we know we may look at this word from a different angle to mean this is a light. We know it. I have explained how to, through the gematriot, the numerical values of each letters, plus the word, plus the otiot themselves in a word, they come to the word or. In other words, a Jew is a light. Exactly what is said by the Navi, Yoshiao. You are the light to the world. You are the shepherd to the world. You are the one to cause the shepherd to come into this world. But if, Khalila, if you are not in the Torah, delve in the Torah as we are encouraged, as we are commanded, we have been commanded, you are even damaging, you being a light, you are damaging to this thing called Olam. Not only to this world, but in other spiritual world. Now, back here, and I'm ending with this. I'm ending with this. Remember, it says, Ariya Kadosh says, let's read this. The Odre, another evidence, or further evidence, Shebinim Hayu Eser, Keminin Eser Haorot. Haorot. What is orot? This is a plural. A plural word for or, light. What light? The light of the sun? The light of the moon? The bulb? Or this electricity? No. This is not what is being referred to. Ariya Kadosh went on to say, Shehayu Yonak bemakom achiv laze kodem lachen haya shemo Binyamin. Has Hasri the ata nikra Binyamin. Mela beyud besod zachor. Further proof, as I have said before, of this is that he had 10 sons, the number of lights from which he circled at his brother's levels. We remember 10 Sefirot? You remember 10 Commandments, for example? The Torah of Aleph, that those who were, that generation did not deserve, that the 10 Commandments is the original Torah. The Torah of Aleph, not the Torah of Bet. And it's true, the Torah of Bet is about death. Will you live? But choose life. Not death, Nahon. Choose life. What then is life? Struggle to come to learn this Torah because it will bring you to the Torah of Aleph. It's Chaim. Okay. It says, this is why his name was originally spelled without the second yud, signifying or hinting to the 10 kids that he is talking about, telling his brother Joseph. And then now, because he is elevated himself by also marrying the widow. The widow, Joseph's wife. He acquired so that he has got that mentality, so that he has got that mochin to enable him to take a wife and get children. It's because now he is matured. That's why in his name, a yud was inserted. But it was not original like that. And here, and is here spelled with the second yud, indicating that now he personified the masculine principle. So, dear friend, we will continue with Ari Kadosh because so deep things that has got to do with every look. I will end it with with this one. I listened to many of us, the Jewish people. I'm not referring it to Botsina Kadisha family, wherever we are in the world. I listened to many of us without being without prejudices. When we talk about us as the nation of Israel, it is as if as we are saying the non-Jewish are not a part of us. Khalila, they are part of our mission. Thank you very much, Tzadikim, Tzadakot. We will continue with this theme, B'ezras Hashem, tomorrow. Thank you very much for affording me the opportunity to share with you. Chanukah Sameach and Yom Tovim Lekulam. Hope seeing you tomorrow. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen ve Amen.